When your horse follows you around, do you actually know what they're trying to say? It feels simple, right? Maybe they just want food. Maybe they're curious. Maybe they're just used to you being there. But behind that quiet following, there's something deeper that most owners completely miss. It's one of the most emotionally vulnerable things a horse can do. And if you misunderstand it, which most people do, you could slowly weaken the trust your horse is trying to build with you. Let's start with what that behavior really means. 1. It's not about food, it's about safety. Have you ever noticed your horse following you even when you don't have anything in your hands? Most people assume it's about food, that your horse is just hoping for a treat. But here's what's actually happening. In the wild, horses survive by staying close to the safest member of the herd, the one who reacts first, notices danger, and stays calm under pressure. So when your horse follows you, they're not just being curious, they're placing you in that role. Think about that for a second. Your horse is saying, without words, "You are the one I trust to keep me safe." And by the way, if your horse ever suddenly stops following you, don't ignore it. We'll come back to why that matters later. 2. Science shows horses choose their humans carefully. Here's what makes this even more meaningful. A 2016 study on equine cognition found that horses can recognize and remember individual humans based on past interactions, not just voice or appearance, but emotional patterns, and more importantly, they prefer the humans who are consistent, calm, and predictable. Here's what that means for you. Your horse isn't following a human. They're following you because your behavior has taught them that you're safe to be around, that your presence lowers their stress, that being near you feels stable, and that's not a small thing. That's something your horse had to learn over time. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more horse lovers who actually want to understand what their horse is really saying. 3. Following you is a form of herd bonding. Now, here's where it gets even deeper. In a natural herd, horses don't walk randomly. They move together. They mirror each other. They stay close to those they trust. So when your horse follows you across a field or paddock, they're not just walking behind you. They're syncing with you. Behavioral scientists call this social alignment, a sign of bonding and emotional connection. And what makes this powerful is, your horse is choosing to treat you like part of their herd. Not above it, separate from them, but with them. Think about that for a second. You're not just their owner, you're their companion. 4. This behavior comes from survival instincts. But this didn't start with you. This behavior goes back thousands of years. In the wild, a horse that separates from the herd is vulnerable. Isolation means danger. Predators target the one that's alone. So horses evolve to stay close to those they trust. And now, your horse has adapted that instinct for you. Instead of following another horse, they follow you. That means your presence has replaced something deeply wired into their survival system, and that's not learned lightly. That's instinct being rewritten. 5. They don't do this with everyone. Here's something most owners don't fully realize. Your horse doesn't follow everyone like this. They might tolerate others. They might respond to commands. But this kind of quiet, voluntary following, that's selective. That's earned. Horses are incredibly sensitive to energy. They notice tension, impatience, uncertainty, so when they choose to follow you, it means your energy feels safe to them. Predictable, non-threatening. And that's rare. It's not about control. It's about connection. 6. This is your horse letting their guard down. Now, here's the part most people never understand. Following you is actually an act of vulnerability. Because when a horse chooses to stay close, they're lowering their alertness. They're choosing connection over constant vigilance. In the wild, that's a risk. But with you, they're willing to take it. Remember earlier when I said if your horse stops following you, it matters. This is why. Because this behavior only exists when trust exists. When that trust weakens, the behavior disappears. So when your horse follows you freely, it's not routine, it's not habit, it's trust in motion. So when your horse follows you around, do you actually know what they're trying to say? They're not just being curious, they're not just looking for food, they're choosing you. As safety. As companionship. As part of their herd. That's not a small behavior. That's trust. And that quiet moment when they walk beside you, step by step. It was never simple to them, and it shouldn't be simple to you either.